The fundamentals of search engine optimization. What's happening? It's Erik J. Olson. We just hired a new SEO manager here. His name is Gary Honold. He has a wealth of experience when it comes to SEO, and a lot of it actually for law firm clients, which is our current focus here at Array Digital / Array Law. I say Array Digital / Array Law because we are kind of in transition here, focusing almost all of our outbound marketing and business development on law firms. And we have a website set up called arraylaw.com. And one of the things that lawyers really want and need is SEO. And so we're really putting a lot of effort into our SEO program. In the past, it's been it's gotten better over the years, but one of the things that we realized before we hired Gary was that we had taken our focus off of the fundamentals when it comes to SEO, and it's always very difficult, no matter what you're talking about, whether it's a sport that you're into, a hobby, SEO, building a business. There's always a shiny object out there, the new hotness. And you always are like, oh, what's the next big thing? What's the advanced technique that I can try? And it's worthwhile to pay attention to what's going on in whatever focus area you have in sight, but you can't take your focus off the fundamentals, because if you just focus on the advanced techniques and you start to ignore or neglect the fundamentals, guess what happens? What happens if an NBA basketball player stops working on dribbling and shooting free throws? What do you think is going to happen? Their percent of free throws is going to go down. They practice. The best people in the world at whatever it is they do, they practice the fundamentals over and over and over again. With search engine optimization and with Gary, it's the exact same thing. So he's bringing that focus back to us here at Array Digital and Array Law, and then next to Rival Digital. I had him on a Facebook and social media live recently where I kind of introduced him to the world. That is up on YouTube if you want to watch the full almost 30-minute interview with him. He drops a ton of knowledge. But this clip that I'm about to play for you is where he talks about the fundamentals of SEO. If you want to gain traffic to your website through search engine optimization, listen up.
The philosophy that I have is pretty much, when it comes to search, I look at search very much like what we learned back in grade school, right? Be nice to people, go to bed early, eat right. And so I take that same philosophy in search and is like, what is Google looking for? What are the best practices? Because if you're into sports, what's the most important thing? Practicing the fundamentals, right? So like that is critical. And I see a lot of articles on try this backlinking thing and or all of these kind of what I would call experimental search, things. And for me, I guess it's the secret that I have is just to make sure that the website that you're working on has everything that Google is looking for. All the title tags, all the meta descriptions. Are there duplicates? How's your content? It's just good, solid, fundamental practices, and whether or not you're wanting to rank in Yahoo or Bing, if you do all of the right things on your website, you're going to do well, period. It really is not that difficult.
Hey there, it's Erik J. Olson. I wanted to let you know about my book, $1 Million Journey, How to Launch a 7-Figure Business. This is the story of what it took for me to go from freelancer with no clients, no employees, no revenue, to growing $1 million business. It took me 8 years, and I made a lot of mistakes. And all of those mistakes, and more importantly, lessons learned, are in this book. And we have chapter takeaways, 5 to 15 takeaways that you can apply right now to your business. Check it out on Amazon, $1 Million Journey by me, Erik J. Olson.